Okay, so I want to discuss ERD, the concept of data modeling, entity relationship diagram, and the different types of tables that can be formed within this type of data relationships. Like I said earlier, entity relationship diagram, popularly called ERD, is the same as saying entity stands for tables, the tables within the databases that we use. For example, this table I'm on is this tab is customers table, okay? And I did say that this is a data set called Northwind. It's very popular for use in data analytics practice. So Northwind as a company it's a retail company. They make sales. Okay. So within their database, they've got the table that's for customers table. Okay. Where they have a list of their customers. You can see on that table, we've got the customer ID, just like you being a Tesco's customer, you would have a unique ID that they give you, which is uniquely yours. It cannot be given to another customer, So it's a unique identifier, okay? So this row 2, this particular customer, the customer ID is ALFKI, ALFKI. His company name is Alfred, whatever that is. First name, last name, full name, this has been worked on. That's why you're having that. But some databases would have it like that. The address of the customer, the city they are in, and so on, their phone numbers, country, and so on and so forth. For as many customers or new customers that they get on, they create a new row, to accommodate that new customer. And the database keeps growing as their customer base keeps growing, okay? So this is their customers table. All you have there is just list of customers. And it's expected that it's each record, each row shows one customer. I shouldn't be having 2 rows that shows one customer. They shouldn't be repeated, I shouldn't be having duplicate rows within this database. It should be unique for each of their customers. Then they have the employees table where they keep a list of their employees. So the more they employ more people, the more this list also starts to grow. Currently, they have 9 employees. We can see also each employee has got a unique identifier, employee ID, their last name, their first name. The first employee there, Davolio, with employee ID 1, Davolio Nancy. This is their job role or title, sales rep, their status or how they are identified, Miss, their full name, their date of birth, the date they were hired, their address, and so on and so as much information as possible for each of the employees that they have. Again, each row is unique. So I shouldn't be having exactly the same Davolio on row 11 or any other row in here for that matter, okay? If the names are the same, it's possible that 2 people are bearing the same name, but their employee ID should not be the same. So if we have another Davolio Nancy, definitely their employee ID cannot be 1. That is how I, as a data analyst, get to identify these 2 people as different. Okay, so again, this is a unique identifier. Now, these unique identifiers are very important to your database, relational database work. I keep using the term relational database because now we are talking about working beyond just one table or one data set that's got just one table. Okay. We are now talking about more than one. And we are saying that there should be relationships between these different tables for you to be able to create a data model. Okay, please ignore these pop-ups. I've tried to get them off before now, but no. All right, there's something I didn't mention. You see how each table are having unique identifiers. For example, again, this is employee ID. Each ID has got their own ID. Okay, the same thing happens with customers. Each customer has got his or her own ID as well. Now, on this table of mine, customer ID on customer's table is called a primary key. Let's take note of that. On this customer's table, customer ID is a primary key. Okay, it's a key. It's like the key that opens this table. Okay, it's key. We say it's key because it's really important to the works that will be done with this table. Okay, it's just like your key for your door. Your key normally would be peculiar to your type of door. My house door or my house key should not be opening your house door. It should be uniquely for my door. That's what this is. Okay. Now, primary key on this table, on this customer's table, is customer ID. I hope we are noting that. On employee's table, employee ID is a primary key here. It is very important because we call these primary keys because they are very unique to this table. They are the unique identifiers on this table. And, you know, the tables keep on going like that, like that. Another table, I'll skip these two for now. Then we have a categories table. This is talking about, talking about the different categories of products that they sell within Northwind. So we have that unique identifier. That's a primary key again. Category ID, the name of the categories, beverages for number 1. And these are the products that you find under this category. Under beverages, we've got soft drinks, we've got coffees, teas, beers, and ales. And then we've got category 2. We've got the condiments. And those are the different products under it. And it goes on and on like that. Again, as we grow, obviously the categories that we have or of things that we sell will keep increasing, you know, as we carry on. I think it's worth repeating that the category ID is unique to each category, you know, and what that tells us is that we use this category ID as the unique identifier, the key, you know, for this particular table. Then I'll move us to the products table. Now, within this products table, we have the different products. Okay, we have the different products that are sold. It's not that simple anymore, unfortunately, again, because like I said, a lot of work has been done with this particular Northwind data set. I've messed about with it a lot, you know, in the past. So there's a lot of things that really shouldn't be here, but we'll ignore them. Okay. Normally your products table should just contain, like we have it very simply here, you know, for categories, we should just have the different products. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So for now, if I just decide to hide this, Let's hide. Let's hide those for now. They were brought in, okay? So on this product table, we've got product ID, again, that unique identifier or the product, the primary key, okay? So each product has got one row of record for it. So on this particular product table, I'm expecting just this Kai or Chai product name should be found just once with product ID 1. I shouldn't have another product ID 1 Chai on another row when it concerns this table. So the unique identifier, which is the primary key, is the product ID, and each ID has got the name. So that when we are saying that, I want to try and bring it all together now. The customer 1, Alf key with customer ID, with this customer ID, has been served when they came into the store to buy something. They've been served by, let's say, Davolio with employee ID 1, okay? And the product that they bought is found within this category ID, you know, and the exact products that they actually bought is like a sweet or something, you know. Let's, just for the purpose of what I'm explaining now, let's assume that this is under that category, okay, with that. So these IDs, they all come together within the orders table, okay, within the orders table to give us information about who bought what, when, and which employee attended to them. So it provides a kind of tracking within the company for us to know that this is what happened when so person was served by so person. They bought this, and this. We can go on and on and on. We have the shippers, the different shipping companies that we have, that we use within Northwind. You know, we have the different shippers, and they have their IDs as well. Okay, all I need to see is the ID, and I can easily relate that, okay, that was Speedy Express. If shipper ID is 1, it was Speedy Express, you know. And we have the suppliers table as well, the different suppliers, those that supply us with all these different products that we are selling, you know, including the regions, their countries, their postcode, and all of that. Now, the customers table, the employees table, the categories table, the products table, and the shippers, as well as the suppliers table, these are all the descriptives. They describe the different entities that our business is about. We deal with customers, we have employees, you know, the products we sell are from different categories. The different products that we sell, those shipping companies that we use, the suppliers that supply us these products, you know, all of these tables, like I've been saying, each record is unique on them. And these are called your lookup tables or your dimension tables. They are your lookup tables or your dimension tables, because what they provide you with more than anything is just information about, for example, customers, about your customer. For example, on the employees, you just get to see more information about your employees. On the products, all the information you need about, you know, all the different products that you have, you find them on this table. Same for shippers and for suppliers. They are informative, you know, and they describe what our business is about. So that's why we say they are lookup. You're looking up information on them. Lookup tables or dimension tables. But where we capture our actual business, where there has been sales, there has been exchange, or transaction has happened, the table that records all of the orders that have been made, monies that have been paid towards those orders, maybe the freight as well, for the shipping and all of that, where those are captured, they are the orders table, or orders and order details. Okay, those two are sort of related. It's just one is giving more information than the other. Okay, because for example, let's look at on these order details. Let's look at row 2. Row 2 is telling us that this shipping company has shipped a product under this category name, which was supplied by this name, bought by this customer, okay, giving us shipper ID, just for further information about the shipper, you know, the city where it was shipped from, the unit price, now we are talking price, quantities that were bought, if there was any discount given, where we calculated the sales, total sales and all of that. So now we are talking more transactions. We are talking in terms of, okay, business has happened. This type of table, this is the one we call transaction table. Now, on each of the customers, on each of the dimension tables, I've been using the term primary key. So on each of your dimension tables, we have the unique keys to them. But when we start looking at orders table, where the transaction took place, then we are going to add another identifier. Is it? Yeah, well, it is identifier. You know, we start to see, apart from maybe the orders, order ID, the key for each order, because each time you generate an order, you get a unique number to it. But apart from now, on this orders table, the order ID is unique to each order that was placed. Okay. But we start to see other IDs coming on board. For example, shipper ID, which was a primary key here, when it gets to any other table that is not shippers, we start to call it a foreign key. Okay, so when shipper ID, when it was on shipper's table, when it was here, it was primary, it's unique to this table, so it's primary key here. But when it gets to others table, it becomes a secondary key. The same goes for customer ID, you know, and any other ID, you know, here, that is maybe employee ID, if we have it, that becomes a foreign key here. It's like me, I'm originally from Nigeria. So when I'm in Nigeria, I'm local to Nigeria. But when I'm outside the shores of Nigeria, I become a foreigner. I become a secondary person, you know, in that place, not primarily where I should be. Where I'm primary key is Nigeria. But outside the shores of Nigeria, I become a foreign key. I think if we look at things from that concept, that would help. Okay, and we need these keys because of the relationship that we are going to need to form to bring all of these tables together, such that we can start to relate them, and we can start to say, okay, we want to analyze our orders or total sales or total shipping cost, you know, by country or by customer or by employees. Maybe we want to do employees appraisal to see how well they performed over 1 year. Okay, that's how we start to relate these things together. Okay, now let's bring it all together within the entity relationship diagram, which is a way for you to manually create your own data model, so to say, within Excel. Excel can do it for you using Power Pivot. At some point, we'll see how that works. But just for you to, and you don't have to do anything elaborate in this form. You can easily get a pen and paper and draw these out quickly. It's your own working out. Nobody is marking this part. It's just that you must understand it to the point where you're actually relating the tables really very well to each other. Okay, and these unique identifiers are very good in helping us to do lookup between tables. Okay, and that's a point of communication. So when you are relating tables together, they are just communicating with each other to make your analysis possible. Am I making sense? I've been talking without asking if I'm communicating at all. Am I communicating to you people? Let's get a response, please. Am I still in class?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. And how are we getting these at all?
I'm trying to follow.
You are trying to follow. Thank you. More responses. Are we understanding these, or are we going to need another class on these, or what?
We might need another class. So.
We might need another class.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Class, ma.
Okay, no problem at all. Yes, so we'll get another class. We'll get another class, and I think I'll draw out because I didn't really plan to teach this today. It's very necessary to the work that we are going to be doing going forward. Okay, so in 3-4 minutes, we'll have that other class definitely. But in 3-4 minutes, I just want to bring this home a little bit so that we'll start well by tomorrow when we get back to this. Okay, so you know how we said other details and orders capture all the orders that have been made, and that's what you call your transaction table, where transactions happened. Now, the different product ID, how products table is communicating to other details, because on both of them we have product ID. So on other details we have product ID. On products table itself we have product ID. So because of that, these two tables can easily communicate, with each other. The same goes for customers table. Customers table is directly related to customers through customer ID, because on this other table we have customer ID there. And because we have customer ID on customers table as well, those two are communicating directly. The same goes for employee. And the same goes for these two. These are where they are related. Now, what happens here is if categories table were to communicate with other details, it would need to go through products table, because can you see it's not forming any direct relationship with other details. So it would need to go through products table first, and then from products table to product ID. That is the essence of looking at the relationships, within these tables using this method. Okay. Again, suppliers as well. If suppliers table were to communicate with others table, it's not a direct communication. So it's going to go through from here to here, and then this to this, and then this to this, because there's no direct communication, between those. Okay. But for today, understanding the concept of the big picture of data modeling, which is just about two or more tables that can relate or communicate with each other because they've got something in common. Normally it's the IDs that they have in common, or something that's unique in one and maybe not unique in the other. Okay, so that is one. Two, it's also the concept of primary keys and foreign keys. Where do we say we have primary keys, and where does that primary key become a foreign key? Okay, That's also very important to today's and subsequent learnings that we are going to be doing. Okay. If we can break the code of the different IDs and the different types of tables and why they are what we say they are, if we can do that, I think the rest would be easy, would be history. And it's going to be actually very easier within Power BI. How we are going to relate these tables. This, I believe, and this is just my opinion, this ERD is just like a crude way of doing things, maybe before Power Pivot or data model in Power BI got done or got put in. I think this was the way that it was done. But if we understand it from this level, understanding it on those other levels become very, very, very easier. Okay. So on this note, this is going to be our assignment so that tomorrow's class would run smoothly and you will get it faster. Okay. This is what I need us to find out. If there is need, if you need, and I think you do, need to write it down, please let's write it down, because this is how it's going to be our icebreaker for tomorrow. We start the class on that note, then we can carry on. Okay. And the questions are these. 1, what is data modeling? We are going to need to discuss that. So I need us to research that. Please, tomorrow we won't be, everybody will on mute and everybody will talk. Okay. What is data modeling? What are transactional tables? Hope we are writing these down. What are transactional tables and what are dimension tables? So data modeling, transaction tables, dimension tables, and the primary key, foreign key. If we find those out, our job tomorrow is very, very simple. Did we get that?
Please repeat once more, please.
Okay, sir. I said we need to